Okay, so we're going to look at declarer and defender's play of the cards. Okay, so this is lesson 17, unless I've restructured the lessons again. Okay. So the rule of 11 then. So this can be a very useful device to help defenders and declarers to work out which card to play on partner's lead. It comes into play when partner leads the fourth highest of a suit. Now, here's how it works. We subtract the number of pips. Okay, so the pips are basically on this. This is like a pip. Okay. Yeah, so it's just the little symbols. They're pips. So in other words, if it's a 7, you subtract 7 kind of thing. Okay. So here's how it works. Subtract the number of pips on the card led, right? So the 6 of hearts from 11. And that shows how many cards are higher than that card are in the remaining 3 hands. Okay, so it's easiest if I just show an example. So partner leads a 6 of hearts, subtract 6 from 11, which gives you 5. Okay, and the reason why you're subtracting it from 11 and not 10 or 12 or anything like that is, imagine if you've got ace, king, queen, jack, right? If you led the fourth highest, you'd be leading the jack, and the jack is equivalent to 11. All right, so if you go 9, 10, jack, yeah, 10 is worth 10, obviously, the jack is worth 11. So that's why you subtracting it from 11. So dummy comes down king 10, 5, 4, and you've got jack 8, 7. So 11 minus 6 gives us 5. So if you are this person here, you can see how many cards you've got above 6, and that's 1, 2, 3. You can see dummy has the king and the 10, so that's 2 cards. So you've got 3, dummy's got 2, that is 5. So when you've done this rule of 11, taken 6 from 11, you've got 5. So that means there are no more cards that are higher than the 6 in the south hand. And that is true because declarer must have the 2 and the 3. Okay? So as long as partner has led, so you are making the assumption that partner leads and they are leading from fourth highest. Now, if they're leading from fourth highest, they should have 6, 9, queen, ace. Okay, ace, queen, 9, 6, ace, queen, 9, 6. Okay, and that makes the fourth highest. Can't get my fingers right. Okay, so the 6 would be fourth highest in that case. Now, if we take the argument that, oh, maybe the 6 is from second highest, all right? So that's the other kind of lead that I teach, second highest leads. Second highest from a poor suit when you don't have an honor card. So let's pretend you had 9, 6, 3, 2, for example, and you lead the 6. Now, if that's the case, declarer would then have ace, queen. Now you still play it as the same, okay? So here if it went 6, 4, you'd put in the 7, and declarer would win with the ace and the queen if they now had the ace and queen. And you can see it's not going to make any difference what we do. If declarer's got ace, queen, declarer should be able to make 4 tricks, okay, providing they can get it back into the north hand, because they can play the ace, queen, play the king, that would drop the jack, and then their 10 would be a winner, and they'd be able to get 4 tricks. So we just make the assumption that we're leading from fourth highest, so that when dummy plays the 4, we can just play the 7. We don't need to play the jack, all right, and waste the power of the jack. Okay, we can keep that jack. So if partner gets in again, they can play another heart through, they can play the 9 through, and when they put in the 10, say, we would then cover that 10 with a jack. Okay, and then we'd continue then playing another heart back, say. Okay, so you just play low if dummy plays low. Okay, so it works also for declarer. So this time we're going to lead the 6. And let's say they haven't played the 9 yet. We don't know. So here, they lead the 6. We can see dummy and we think, right, I'll play the 2 and see what pops up in the east hand first of all. So I'm going to play the 2 and then win whatever they play with the ace. So they play the 2 and they put in the 9. Okay, and now I play the ace. Now, if that's fourth highest, all right, we do 11 minus 6 and gives us 5. So that means there are 5 cards higher than the 6 in these 3 hands. All right, so we've seen the king, jack, 8, so that's 3. We've now seen the 9, that's 4, and we had the ace, that's 5. So there's no more cards in the east hand which are higher than the 6. Okay, because it's 5 cards higher than the 6, and those are the 3 cards: the king, jack 8, the 9, and the ace. So east cannot have a card higher than the 6. So what that means is, when we play from here, we play the 3, and whatever west plays, all we have to do is just beat it, just be as efficient as possible. So in other words, if we play the 3 and they play the 5, we're going to put in the 8, and it's going to win. If they play the 10, we're going to put in the jack. If they play the queen, we put in the king. And then what we'll do is we'll get back over into this hand again and play the finesse again. We'll play another low card, and whatever they play, we'll just beat it again. And we'll end up with 4 heart tricks by playing it this way. Okay. So that's the rule of 11. So let's look at the rule of 7. So this is used to see if you need to hold up, okay, an ace or a king, or ace and a king. So it's used in no trump contracts generally. You simply add up your total cards in a suit lead and subtract that from 7. So if you have 5, so in a suit lead, should I say, and subtract from 7. So if you have 5 cards in that suit, you do 7, take away 5, gives us 2. So that means you hold up twice, or you duck. Okay, that's another way of saying it. You duck. So in other words, you don't take the trick with your high card. If you have 6 cards, you do 7 minus 6 gives you 1. So you hold up just once. So again, it's easier if we just show some examples. So here the bidding goes 1 no trump, weak no trump, pass from north, 6, 7, 10, 13 count. Okay, no interest in the major, don't really want to play in 3 no trumps. So, sorry, don't really want to play in 5 clubs. So let's just bid 3 no trumps. So in this example, we're going to lead the king of diamonds. So West get their act together and counts 5 diamonds. So we do 7 minus 5 gives us 2. Yeah, we count our total number of diamonds that we've got and subtract that from 7. So 7 minus 5 gives us 2. So that means we duck twice. So the king of diamonds gets led. We play a small one from here, and a small one. North then continues and leads the queen of diamonds. We duck that, duck, duck, and then we have to take the 3rd round because we've got no choice. All right, so that'd be one trick. We would then play on hearts. Okay, so we take a heart finesse because we couldn't really afford to play the king of clubs just in case North has got the ace of clubs. So what we're going to do is take a heart finesse. So we put in the queen. Now this hand could play low, or it could cover with the king. Okay, whatever it does, we're going to get 4 heart tricks, 4 spade tricks, and the ace of diamonds gives us 9. But the extra thing is, once we play out our spades and the hearts and the diamonds, the south hand does not have another diamond. It's going to finish off with 2 clubs in its hand. Okay, so when we finish playing our hearts and our spades, we were going to end up with 2 clubs in this hand and 2 clubs in this hand, as well as 2 clubs in this hand. So we're actually going to play a club, play the king. This hand wins with the 8, and it's going to have the ace and have to play a club back. We're going to end up with 10 tricks. So that's by ducking the lead. Now, let's say we don't duck. Let's say we just duck once. So we play the king. This hand plays low, low, low. We'll play the queen and we win it with the ace. So let's say we do the same thing, but this time we only duck once. We do exactly the same thing as before. We take a heart finesse. So we end up with the ace of diamonds. We end up with 4 hearts and we end up with 4 spades, 9 tricks. So we make our contract. So what's the big deal? Well, it's not such a big deal, okay? But now we play a club, right? And if South is savvy, which they should be, they should have thrown their clubs off and kept their 1 remaining diamond. North should keep their diamonds. So when South wins with the ace of clubs, they are now able to exit with a diamond and let North win any remaining diamonds. So you should be held to 9 tricks. So by ducking twice, what you're doing is you're getting rid of all the diamonds in the south hand. So you're cutting communication. And that's the whole point of the rule of 7. It's all about cutting communication between the 2 hands. Okay, and that's kind of what we're looking at in this lesson, cutting communication and giving ourselves extra chances of making the contract or even making over tricks. So by cutting the communication here, we made an over trick. Right. Okay. So this time we're going to lead the king of diamonds again. So the bidding's the same. We're going to lead the king of diamonds. So here the rule of 7 says we've got 6 diamonds. We're going to do 7 minus 6 gives us 1. Now, play the king, small, small, small. Play the queen, we're going to take it this time. So let's say we play the ace, small, small. This hand has now got a diamond still. So let's say now we play on clubs, and it'd be right to, well, you could potentially duck the ace of clubs. Okay, but if you don't, what's going to happen here is you've still got a diamond. So what that means is South can get 2 aces and North will win 3 diamond tricks. And you'll take the contract off by 1. So what's gone wrong here is that this time North has only got 4 diamonds. So this kind of only works when the rule of 7 tends to only work when one hand's got like 5 diamonds or 5 cards in that suit, roughly speaking, when they're breaking 5-2, that kind of thing, or 5-3. So in this situation, what you'd hope for is actually the diamonds breaking 5-2 if you ducked it once. So 5-2 break would mean this hand would be out. All right. So what you've got to look at is just use this rule of 7 as a guideline. What I would do is when the hand gets led, the king of diamonds, you've got to think, how many times can you afford to duck? You know, where are their winners going to come from? Well, you look at the hand, they've got no spade winners. They've got the ace of hearts to win, and they've got the ace of clubs to win. And everything else is completely solid. So the only tricks we've got to lose is in diamonds. So what you can do is afford to duck it twice. Okay, if you duck this twice, you'll just lose 2 diamonds and the ace of hearts and the ace of clubs, and you'll make 9 tricks. As long as North can't get in, or whoever's got the long diamond can't get in again. Okay, so on this particular occasion, it would be right, although you're not to know what to do exactly, but it is much safer to duck twice. And as long as the diamonds are 4-3, then you're going to make your contract as long as the person who's got 4 diamonds hasn't got another ace. All right. So if North has got another ace, there's not really anything you can do about it. Okay. But you're playing for that chance that North doesn't have one of the extra aces as well, or one of the 2 aces. So it's not much. It's a pretty low making contract. This. You're going to be off 75% of the time. You know, whoever's got the 4 diamonds, if they've got one of the other aces, then you should go off in this contract. But as it turns out, you're 25%, you're lucky. So in other words, this hand has both aces. Okay, so if you think about how the aces can break, you can have 2 aces in one hand. So that's 2 aces could be in the south hand, 2 aces could be in the north hand. Or the ace of hearts could be in the north hand and the ace of clubs can be in the south hand, or vice versa. All right, so the ace of clubs can be, well, whatever I said the first time around. So there's 4 kind of options. There's 4 ways the 2 aces can be put. 2 in one hand, 2 in the other, split 1 each, split 1 each. Okay, so there's 4 possible outcomes of the 2 aces. So it gives each one 25% chance. So in this particular one, we've got 2 aces in the south hand, which is what we want. Okay, or 2 aces in the hand that's only got 3 diamonds in. So on this particular occasion, it would be right to give yourself extra chances of making the contract to duck twice rather than once. So just be careful of the rule of 7. It's used as a guideline. Now, what I would say is usually when you end up in, say, 3 no trumps, someone potentially can overcall. So it might go like a diamond, a heart, something like that. And now when you overcall, they should have a 5-card heart suit. Okay, so you kind of know when they've got 5 cards in a particular suit. So you can use the rule of 7 often then. Okay, another example. So here we're going to end up in 3 no trumps again, and this time North's going to lead the queen of diamonds. Now we've got 6 diamonds. So 7 minus 6, again, we just hold up one. So even though we've got the ace and the king, it's very tempting to go up with the ace or king on the first trick. All right, but it's important that we duck the lead, all right, to try to cut the communication. Okay, so should duck the lead still. So we duck the lead, and then we win with the ace of diamonds, let's say. And now if we were to play, say, the king of clubs next, South now would not have another diamond to play. Okay, and so what that does is it keeps this entry. Sorry, if they'd gone up with the ace of diamonds, South would have another diamond and they could play a diamond. All right, so that's the crucial thing here. By ducking, we've got rid of the communication between the North and South hand. South no longer has any diamonds to play to North, and so the only way North can get in is by using this king of spades. So, and once that entry is then gone, they can no longer get in to enjoy the diamonds. Okay. And that's it. So that's basically the rule of 11 and rule of 7. But just remember also about ducking. Okay, so think about ducking. So sometimes you won't have the rule of 7 and rule of 11. You can duck, can't you? You like ducks, don't you? Yeah, smelly breath. So there are lots of occasions when it's right to duck and hold up aces. And the whole point of doing that is think about cutting communication. So you can do it in defense, you can do it as declarer. Okay. So think about when declarer has a long suit missing the ace, for example. So you've got king, queen, jack, 10, 9 of diamonds or something like that. If you can cut the communication in the diamond suit, then declarer won't be able to enjoy those cards in, say, the dummy hand, for example, or whichever hand it's in.